A friend made this for me a few years ago. It's a big glass mug carving fusion. Wood spirit on there. Jordy Johnson. Carving fusion. So what is in here. All right, how can I explain this? I think it was James, my buddy James in Australia, that sent me in Tasmania, that sent me that little Tasmanian devil there. That's from Australia, Tasmania. He sent me a link on Facebook or Instagram showing this fellow, so I don't want to take credit for this, showing this fellow, um, he's got willow trees wherever he gets willow trees. He cuts little branches off the willow tree or whatever. He carves the branch, he carves a little wood spirit or a little face on the branch. Then he puts it in water and it roots. So then you can put the roots in the dirt and you can have a little tree with a wood spirit on it and you can let it even grow into a big tree. So I jumped at the gun. So I went because they just cut down a big willow tree, five big willow trees where I carve on the farm, chainsaw carve. So I cut up a piece and I came home. I rushed home and I put it in this jar and I got some, what's that called? Rooting formula. I couldn't get the gel stuff. I could only get the powder stuff. So I got the powder stuff. I put it in here. So this has not rooted and it's got a bunch of moss on it. But there is something, little thing growing out of there. See that little thing there? Like a little Brussels sprout. But there's no roots coming out of here. So that's a fail. And you can see all the moss on here, that kind of white algae stuff. So I'd say that's pretty well a fail. Besides, oh, it stinks too. Swamp willow, it's called. Ooh, that reeks. But on another note, I did a smaller one. This was an older branch. This was a more fresh green branch. So I went out to the field with the little chains with my chainsaw, cut up this branch, and look, it's got a little shoot coming off of it. See it? I carved a wood spirit face in there. Not very good, but if you look down there, it's got roots growing out. Roots growing in. I need to give this some more water. That white stuff is the rooting compound I poured in there. So today was my first day back at work. I only had to work half a day because I'm just kind of getting refreshed on my job. So it went super good. Time flew by like that. So after I came home on my lunch break, I had to work an hour after lunch. So I came home on my lunch break and I saw that little shoot there. I showed Just Carve Robert. And I'm like, after work, I'm going to go to the farm and go cut some more up. So here's a little video of me at the farm showing you guys all the wood in the field where I had to go out and cut it up, and I'll show you guys where the tree was cut. This willow is like a friggin' weed, so it will grow. You're gonna see in the video the trees that were cut down. They're trying to regrow trees out of it. So I don't know if you have willow or like a cottonwood is kind of like a weed. If you cut a cottonwood tree down, it's going to try and grow sprouts out of it. So maybe cottonwood might work for this too, but here's the video. So here's what I got. Fresh wood. This one still has a leaf on it. I thought those little sprouts might be good. One, two, three. So I don't know if I'm going to film how to carve a wood spirit because most of you know my least favorite wood to carve when carving with a Dremel is wet wood. So I think Like that last one, I put it away already that was sprouting. I put it back where it was. It looks like it's doing happy there, so I figured I better put it back. But I'm gonna carve three different faces, and that one that I did was super shallow, so you'll probably never be able. But I'm gonna try and make more like the nose to pop off more on these. It'd probably be best to use my knives to carve, but I'm not a fan of carving wet wood with the Dremel, especially stuff like this. See how green it is? So I want to carve the wood spirits up higher because this branch is not going to grow any taller. Like it'll sprout out up here, so it'll always be low, right? Because you got to think you got to cut some of this bottom bark off for it to be able to root, right? The roots need to come out that bark, so you best cut it off like where my thumb is and all the way down and around. So that's going to be under the dirt, right? So that will be under. So that's about like where my thumb is. I want to carve the wood spirit kind of up top for all of these. So I think I'm just gonna quickly blast them off. I'm not gonna film, and this is gonna have to be like a part one, part two, and I'll show you guys the rooting formula that I got and put them in water, and then over the time, you guys can ask me how the things are doing, and I can let you know if they've sprouted, and when they sprout, I can show you a video. If they sprout, let's knock on wood. If they sprout roots, then I'll show you them planted in dirt, and we can watch them grow over the years. Huh? What do you think? Eh? Huh? So I'll film for a little bit here, just for this. This is the worst one. It's got a bend in it. So I'll carve it on the bend, so when it's standing, it's kind of looking back that way. Anyways, Jordy, I got the Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr here. Let's just debark this. Oops, I need to turn my Dremel up. See how fuzzy that wood is? Oh, it's so wet. Yeah, look how fuzzy this wood is. Hate it. So anyways, I got the nose blocked out. There's kind of, see the nose, the mustache. I got to change burrs. See how plugged up this burr is getting? That's why I hate carving the wet wood. I might try with one of these little aluminum cutters. Not aluminum cutters, sorry. These are the 3-piece cutters. But anyways, I'm going to carve these. I'll try this, but I'll let you guys know what burr worked the best. But yeah. So I'll say one thing, like I do not carve live trees, all right. But if you guys are carving a live tree, you can't carve the bark all the way around, because as soon as you carve the bark all the way around, you're going to kill the tree. If you carve a section out of the bark, at least the tree has a chance of healing the bark over the face, right? But I don't know. It's just a guilty thing that I have, that I won't carve real trees, because they live. Trees live too. Yeah, I know. People cut their grass, and you cut grass the same as trees. Grass is kind of the same as trees, but I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I won't carve a live tree. You know what? Like, I got this cut out here. I got a little face carved in here, and then I got the face kind of carved in here. I think this wood is so wet, and this friggin' willow is the worst wet wood to ever carve, ever. It's not bad when it's dry. It actually carves really nice when it's dry, but when it's wet, oh boy, you can't carve it with those type of burrs. I've tried everything so far. They've all plugged up. So I think the only way to do this is pull out my knives to do the carving. I'm not the best knife carver, but we'll still try and make them look like faces, I guess. I don't know. Turn off the fan, pull out the knives. So I'm such a beginner knife carver. I always have to wear the cut resistant glove. I got the Just Carve Rob knife that he makes me. If anybody wants a knife, just email him at Robert Vreeland, and he'd love to make you a knife. But he charges money. And there's this one too, the Flex Cut. I got like I got a whole bunch of knives, and I barely even knife carve. I just want to have knives for when I get older, and I can't really power carve anymore. So it's best I do this part off camera because I'll probably be swearing, and I just think it's probably best to just try and get this done so I can concentrate a bit. You know, like you can see a face coming out of there, but look at the fuzz on it from the burrs. It's just terrible. Okay, so over here's my micro motor that I did a chip in giveaway for this, and lots of the subs chipped in, and I had prizes. So you guys, the subscribers, basically paid this for me. This is the RAM products. It's a micro carver. It's got a bigger 1/4 inch or a smaller one. I don't really want to get into the micro carvers right now, but even you see here it plugged up a bit. But it was best to carve them with the micro carver. This one spins at 50,000 RPMs, so that was a lot better. So there's lots of videos. Just Carve Rob uses a micro carver. I have videos for the micro carvers. There's different types you can get, but I like RAM the best. So these are just real basic wood spirits. I carved them, then I hit them with the Scotch-Brite on my Dremel. Okay, turn your Dremel down, and that's just a sanding mandrel on there that I got on. I think it's in my Amazon store. So here's the first one. And for all those tree planter lovers, you don't have to tell me I'm doing this wrong. I used to make clones, so I know how to root things, but this is all I have. So, and it showed on the other one that it was starting to sprout and root, so it does work. All right, so I'm just going to dip this into the rooting powder. How am I going to do this with, I'm holding the camera on my other hand. So there's some, I'm going to have to figure out a better way to do this. Who knows? Maybe you don't even need the rooting powder, but I'm using it. And I put little slits in there so that it will grip the rooting powder. And I'm just going to dip this in the water here. So there is number one in the water. Where's number two? Here's number two. This guy looks like he's crying. Look how much wood I had to carve out of there to get a face. So dip that in the rooting powder. I just love doing this stuff for all the haters, like the real plant pros. You're doing it wrong. Shut up. So there's number two. That one's actually, I'm going to put this one in here. Smaller. So here's number three. This guy looks like he's taking a big dump. Couldn't get rid of that fluff there on top of his lip. This guy kind of looks like maybe Japanese or something. But I didn't want to bother trying to carve details or anything. Just this is just an experiment. If it works, I'm gonna friggin' take these around my town and plant them. Take them to the spirit trails. So there's number three. Put that one in there. So now I gotta let them sit for a few weeks, and I'll show a video and let you guys know what happens. Maybe in the springtime we can put them in. Maybe before the spring I can put them in dirt, and I don't have to buy a grow light and stuff. Little grow lights you can get. That's it though. That's how easy it is. Maybe I'll start growing roots out of my fingers. Also, the water that I have these sitting in is filtered water, so it's better than just tap water. But the one that I showed you that was sprouting, that was just tap water. So, okay, bye.